So hello dear students, in the today's lecture we will study about potential step subject to the condition the energy of the incoming particle is more than step height. So here we assume the potential. So consider a potential step as Vx it is 0 for x is less than 0. We treat this as region 1 and it is V0 for x greater than 0 and we treat this as region 2. And if we draw the diagram, it will be somewhat like this. This is the origin, positive x-axis, negative x-axis. This is y-axis and here we plot the potential. So this is V0. Then our potential will be like this. The above potential given by the equation is represented in the form of graph like this. Here when x is less than 0, potential is 0. X is greater than 0, potential is equal to V0. And this is our incoming particle, incident ray associated with the particle, and energy of the particle E is greater than step height. So this is the major difference, this one, as compared to the previous article where the energy was less than the step height. So I will show you the diagram here. Energy that was less than step height. This was the incident particle, this was the energy, and it was less than the step height V0 here. So this was our previous article. There energy of the incoming particle is less than step height, but in the present case energy of the particle is greater than step height, clear from the plot. So this is our region 1 where x is less than 0, and this is our region 2 where x is greater than 0. So now we divide the portion of the article into two parts. First is classical view. So there is no problem when the particle is in region 1. The particle can move freely in region 1. Particle can move freely in region 1. But the problem is when it enters into region 2. When it enters into region 2, the situation will be changed. In region 2, it will experience a retarding force due to the potential. Due to potential, because of the formula F is equal to minus dV by dx. So in accordance with this formula, the particle when it enters into region 2, it will experience a retarding force. So the velocity of the particle will be decreased. As of retardation, obviously. But it will never be reflected back. From the boundary. No reflection possibility is there in classical case. As the energy of the particle is greater than step height, it will cross the potential barrier. No chances of reflection. But in reality, the particle is reflected from the boundary. So, to answer the question that why it is reflected from the boundary, we have to take into consideration of the quantum mechanical view. We have to take into consideration of the quantum mechanics to answer this puzzle. According to Schrodinger wave equation, in region 1, V is equal to 0. So wave function we change it by psi 1. So the equation will reduce to put k1 square, so we will get a equation of the form its solution will be given by psi 1 we mark this as equation number 1, this as equation number 2. So now we come to region 2. V is equal to V naught. So Schrodinger wave equation will take the form. Here we write the wave function by psi 2. Here as E is greater than V naught, so no need of taking negative sign common as we have done in the previous question. So we write here put 2m over h cut square E minus V naught equal to k2 square. We mark this by equation number 3. So we write this equation by equation number 4 and its general solution is given by psi 2, it is equal to C e raised to power iota k2x d e raised to power minus iota k2x, and we mark this as equation number 5. But as there is no boundary in the region 2, so no reflection of the wave associated with particle possible. No reflection will be there. So this term should not be there. So this term can be omitted. So this term can be omitted or rejected. So the solution, possible solution that we expect in region number 2, it will be given by equation number 6. So now we will apply the various boundary conditions one by one. So boundary conditions to solve the situation. So there are two boundary conditions. First is psi must be finite and continuous at x is equal to 0. So we write psi 1 at x is equal to 0. It should be psi 2 at x is equal to 0. So it is a e raised to power 0 plus b e raised to power 0. It is equal to c e raised to power 0. So a plus b is equal to c. We mark this as equation number 7. Second boundary condition is first derivative of the wave function d psi by dx must be finite and continuous. These are standard boundary conditions. We also used these conditions in the previous question, and we will be using these conditions in the next questions as well. At x is equal to 0. So first function derivative at x is equal to 0 should be equal to second function derivative at x is equal to 0. So this is our psi 1. So now we are to differentiate this. So after a very simple mathematical step, a e raised to power iota k1x into derivative of power, it will be iota k. B e raised to power minus iota k1x, it is minus iota k1 at x is equal to 0, and here c e raised to power iota k2x iota k2 at x is equal to 0. So when we put the limits, it is iota k1a, here it should be k1 e raised to power 0, here it should be minus iota k1 b e raised to power 0, c iota k2 e raised to power 0. So what we will be getting here, iota k1 common, a minus b, iota k2 c. So a minus b, iota cancels, so k2 upon k1 into c. So we mark this as equation number 8. So we have two equations. Equation number 7, a plus b equal to c. We rewrite the equation number 7. So now from this we calculate the value of coefficients a and b. So add 7 and 8. So it will be 2a. It is k2 upon k1 plus 1, c common. So a is equal to c by 2, 1 plus k2 by k1. we mark this as equation number 9. Then 7 minus 8, subtract this way. So we will get 2b, it is equal to C common 1 minus K2 by K1. So it is b is equal to C by 2 1 minus K2 by K1. So we have two coefficients a and b given by equation number 9 and 10 respectively, and in terms of this we write the wave functions once again. Psi1, that is a is C by 2 1 plus K2 upon K1 e raised to power iota K1x, plus b C by 2 1 minus K2 by K1 e raised to power minus iota K1x. So this is our equation number 11, and here we refer this as incident part and this as a reflected part from the boundary. Then psi incident, it can be written as C by 2 1 plus K2 upon K1 e raised to power iota K1x. Psi reflected, it is C by 2 1 minus K2 upon K1 e raised to power minus iota K1x. So we mark this as 12, this mark 13 equation. And now coming to psi 2, this we refer to as transmitted part, and it is C e raised to power iota K2x. This we refer to as transmitted part. So at the boundary we have one incident wave, other reflected wave part, and one part is transmitted through the boundary. So we mark this as equation number 14. So next part is reflection coefficient. So reflection coefficient, capital R, it is defined as the ratio of reflected probability density current to the incident probability density current. So capital R, reflected wave and incident wave both are lying in region 1. So we write V1 psi RE star psi RE V1, because reflected and incident parts are in region 1, so velocity will be same, no change in velocity, so it cancels. Now we coming to reflected part, complex conjugate and function as such. So it will be C by 2 1 minus K2 upon K1 here it is minus e raised to power minus. When we take its complex conjugate, it will be e raised to power plus C by 2 1 minus K2 upon K1 e raised to power wave function as such, divide by incident. Incident wave part is 1 plus K1 e raised to power minus iota K1x. We take complex conjugate, and here we write the function as such. So this is cancelled with this is cancelled with this, these are also cancelled. So what we are left with, 1 minus k2 upon k1 whole square, 1 plus k2 upon k1 whole square. So when we take the LCM, so it will be k1 minus k2 upon k1 plus k2 whole square. So as reflection coefficient is non-zero, thus there is a probability of reflection at the boundary. Thus there is a probability of reflection of the particle at the boundary x is equal to 0. But in classical mechanics, when we discuss the classical view, what we have said, no possibility of reflection. But quantum mechanically, there is a finite probability of reflection because reflection coefficient is having finite value. So now we come to transmission coefficient. So we mark this as with capital T. Transmission coefficient is defined as the ratio of transmitted probability density current to the incident probability density current. So when we write mathematically transmitted, it is the second medium, so we write this velocity as v2. In the region 1, the velocity is v1. So now we have to substitute the values and to get the transmission coefficient. Here the velocity is momentum in the second region divided by mass. v1 is momentum in the first region divided by mass. Now we look at what is psi tr. Psi tr is equation number 4, c e raised to power iota k2x with negative sign because we have to take complex conjugate, and what is incident part? Incident part we can write it from here, c by 2 1 plus k2 upon k1 e raised to power minus iota k1x, c by 2 1 plus k2 upon k1 e raised to power plus iota k1x. So c cancels, this m cancels, this cancelled with this cancelled with this. So what we are left with, T is equal to P2 upon P1 1 by 4 1 plus K2. It is not 4, actually it should be 1 by 4 by K1 whole square. So when we do a little simplification, it will be P2 by P1, 4 goes in the denominator, here K1 square after LCM, K1 plus K2 whole square. So we mark this as further equation 14, this is 15, this is 16. So now we try to write the momentum momentum P1, it is h cut k1, P2, it is h cut k2, because P is equal to h by lambda, de Broglie relation. So h by 2 pi, it is lambda by 2 pi. So we can write P is equal to h by 2 pi into 2 pi by lambda. So this is h cut, this is k. So using this formulation we can directly write this P1 and P2 here, and we can write transmission coefficient h k2 h cut k1 4 k1 square upon k1 plus k2 whole square. So h cut cancels, this k1 cancels with this, so it is t is equal to 4 k1 k2 upon k1 plus k2 whole square, and we mark this as equation number 70. So as transmission coefficient is there, so also there is a finite probability of transmission. So both kind of phenomena will be there. A part of the wave associated with the particle will be reflected at the boundary, and a part of that is also transmitted. So now we add the two and we will check that it should be 1 net should be 100%, so it should be 1. So now we check whether it is there. So R1 is R is k2 upon k1 plus k2 whole square, 4 k1 k2 upon k1 plus k2 whole square. So when we add these, we will get k1 plus k2 whole square. So it is k1 minus k2 whole square plus 4 k1 k2, and when you solve this you will get this after 1 or 2 steps, and this is equal to 1. So R plus T is equal to 1, it should be there. So all our formulation that have been discussed so far is all right. So dear students, this completes today's lecture. Keep in touch. Thanks a lot.